I'm a full stack developer at Zarvich Hotel Nigeria Limited, and we have here a hotel management system that can help you manage all the departments within your hotel, starting from the guest reception to guest management to guest portfolio, that's billing of the guests, to housekeeping, to point of sales where you have the restaurant, you have the bar, you have the laundry, whatever point of sales you have, you can add it up. And then we have the central store as well, where you can manage all items, all products being supplied to your hotel, and then subsequent issue of this product to the point of sales or to the user department. So by on my right screen here, you can see there's always a login page. Now what this login page does is that it controls a user. So what you need to do is enter your username, and then you can log in. So I'll go ahead and enter a username here. Okay, so then I will select a shift. Let's say morning shift, and then we can log in. So now we don't need this password reminder. So now these are the different modules that can be found in the hotel management software. So this is the app menu. On this app menu, we have the reception, we have the billing, we have restaurant, you can have numerous bars, and then the housekeeping, of F&B, food and beverage, and then we have central store, and then we have an online dashboard. The good thing about this online dashboard is wherever you are, you can remotely view the transactions and then all the operations going on in your hotel. So that's your online dashboard. So what we'll do is and then also I'd like you to know that this app is a browser based app. It means you don't need to install anything on any device. Okay, all you need to do is get your browser, just run the app, and then it works directly from the browser. Yeah. All right. So now we have the menu, the app menu. So we'll start with the reception. So now for this presentation, I have put all the menus together just for this presentation. But in real life usage of this app, every department um, has its own module at the department. So you cannot have a centralized menu like this except in the admin portal. So like if it is the reception, you can only see the reception. If it is in the billing, you can only see billing, and like that. So let's look at the reception and see what features are in it. Now this is the reception dashboard, and on this dashboard you can see all the room numbers displayed like buttons. Okay, so now this is a listing of all the room numbers you have and the room types. Now on the top we have an analysis where you see the occupied rooms, the vacant rooms, the rooms occupied by a corporate guest, which is blue, the rooms occupied by an individual guest, which is purple, and then the room occupied by staff, which is pink. And then we also have for complimentary, and those and the checkout rooms. Okay, so let's try to register. Okay, now before we even register a guest, let's look at the other functions on this dashboard. we have a reservation button. Now, if you click on the reservation button, you can make a reservation for a room for a future date. Same thing with the hall reservation, and then you can make a reservation for your halls. You can register a group. You can view the reception daily reports from here. Okay, so now let's have a preview into these functions. Now I'll click on room 105. You see, it gives us the guest registration form. This gives you a guest ID, gives you a guest status where you choose the type of guest. Is he an individual guest, a corporate guest, or a complimentary guest? So now let's say corporate guest. The moment you choose corporate guest, the organization's menu is populated. You can see all your corporate guests as you have registered them. But if you choose individual, you don't have an organization's listing. So let's register an individual guest. So now scrolling down, you can see the room number, room 105. You can see the room type and then the room rate. So let's go ahead and then choose some options for this guest. So what's the discount type? Are we giving a discount? Yes, no. What kind of discount? Is it percentage discount, flat rate, or discount amount? Now, discount amount is a particular amount you're removing from the room rate. Okay, you can say, okay, let's take off 10%. Okay, let's say 10%. Now you see we have 18,000 left. Now, where is this guest coming from? Let's say this guest is coming from Kano. And then where's the next destination? Maybe you're going to Lagos, Nigeria. Now, on arrival, this is the arrival date, which is today. You're checking in today, of course. And then you have a departure date. When is this guest? How long? How many nights is he or she staying? And 2 nights. So let's choose 13th. And then, do you want to enable posting of dockets? That's like room service, unpaid room service, into this particular room. If the guest has made a sufficient deposit, you can say, okay, you can post my bills into my room. If it's just paying for the room rates, then you can say, no, you pay for all consumptions. All right, so let's say yes, enable dockets. Then what else do we have? Was the person's title? Let's say is a Mr. Was his surname? Let's say it's an Anokwe. And then was his first name? Let's say is Ikem. And then was his middle name? Let's say it's Adriel. So this is a combination of names. All right. So now, do you have a birthday? On what day were you born? So let's say 28. Do you have a birth month? Yes, let's say February. Do you have a phone number? Yes, let's say 080345 plus blah 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 like that. Do you have an email? Yes, let's say guest at gmail.com. Just an example. Do you have an identification number? Yes, I do. This is it. Blah blah blah, like that. Do you have a passport number? It's not compulsory, but if you do, then you can put. Then gender, is a male, nationality, is a Nigerian or from other countries. So let's say Nigerian, right? What's your address? Let's say Abuja. You stay in a house 50, just put an address, house 20, Abuja. And then what's your occupation? Maybe you're a business person, put it there. Then what's your purpose of visit? Maybe you came for business. And then you have a vehicle number, you can also put it there so that when they need to contact the vehicle owner, they can call you, maybe to allow them do a car wash for you or something like that. Okay, then you should have a next of kin. It's not compulsory, but it can be provided. So who's your next of kin? Surname, let's say Benjamin, and then first name, let's say Matthew, and then blah blah blah. Relationship, It's your brother or cousin. Okay. And then what's his phone number? Just in case they need to contact your next of kin. So now with all this, we can check in the guest. It tells us, the app tells us checking completed. That's okay. Now you can see as an individual guest in 105, the color is purple. And then over here at the analysis bar, it tells us that we have one individual guest and we have four corporate guests, and then all together we have 5 rooms occupied. Okay, and then we still have 10 rooms vacant. So now this is a guest check-in. All right, now if we click that room number again, it gives us information about this registration. You can see the guest details, but we can no longer edit them because it's not allowed for security purposes, you know. But rather we can extend stay. We can extend stay, and then we can at any point say, oh no, he doesn't have enough money in the account, he didn't make enough deposit, so cannot enjoy docket being posted. So it tells us that docket is set to yes, but we can change it to no if we want. Okay, then we can extend stay if the guest wants to stay for longer. This is the change departure date. And then we can do a room change if there's any reason for that. We can do a room change from here. Okay, so we can also print this registration form for filing purposes. Okay, all right, so that's it about registering a guest. Now this guest has been registered, so ideally the next thing to do is to bill the guest. Now before we go on to billing, let's see some other features in the reception. We can do a reservation. Now you can see it has changed the way a reservation is being done before. Like in some hotels where they use manual diaries and all that, you don't need to use manual diaries anymore. If a guest is coming at a future date and you want to make a reservation, so what you do, you put the guest name. That's the name is Adrian. Then what's the surname? You put, that's the surname is this. And then what's the phone number? You put blah 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 blah. Now, what room type or what room number are you reserving? Now, you should know that in this listing, we have all the vacant rooms. So you choose a vacant room. Let's say you're reserving room 201. And then what's the arrival date? Now, you should note one thing about these calendars. They are controlled calendars. Once we've passed a date, you can go back to that date. So here we deal with the future date. When is she likely to arrive? Let's say on the 23rd. And is there a likely departure date? Like some people say you cannot do more than a reservation for 2 nights, 3 nights, but you can do 1 week, blah blah blah, depending on your company policy. So let's say we're reserving a room from 23rd to 25th. It means this guest is checking out after 1 night. If we say departure date is 26th, it means the guest is checking out on the 26th. So staying 2 nights. All right, so now let's make this reservation. Reservation made for room 201, Adria Anogui, phone number. Okay. All right, now you can see our big calendar. It has the date marked on the calendar. That means a reservation has been made. We can also edit reservations. It gives us all the list of those arriving, the dates they are arriving, and so on. So now this is a listing of all the previous reservations I've made on this system, and then you can see the last one there. So you can edit to change the guest details, to change the arrival date and departure date as the case may be. So we close this, and then on arrival you can go ahead to check in this guest and you click check in. Now it calls up the room number, and then you can go ahead to enter the details. Now, the reason why it's like this is because a guest may have booked this reservation for another person. So it doesn't, the name used for the reservation may not be the name that will be in the check-in. So that's why it's like this. Otherwise, we should have the guest name already populated in this place. Okay, so that's reservation. This is our reservation. We can go back and forth the next month. You can go back and forth the next month. This is going back to previous months to see reservations in those months. This is next, next. So you can also view your reservation calendar in weeks. What do I have for this week? I don't have nothing for this week. Okay, let's see. Next week, 23rd, I have a reservation. You can also view it by day. Do I have a reservation for today? No. Next, 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 next. We don't have reservation for today. So these are the agendas or reservations that are being made for this month and the days they apply. Alright, so close. Same way you can make a reservation for the hall system. For instance, you're expecting a group. What's the group name? If it's not in this listing, you can go ahead to create a group name. Let's say Zarvich Osh. Okay, now Zarvich Osh Nigeria Limited. Okay, what's the phone number? Okay, what's their email? And then what's the address? I said they're based in Kano, Kaduna, Abuja, wherever. Then would they need a hall? Yes, these are your hall types. So let's say they need a Zarvich hall. And then it comes up with the rate. And then when is the event starting? It's starting tomorrow. Yeah. Okay, so we choose the start date. And then we choose the end date. The event ends on the 20th. Okay, so we make this reservation. Okay, all right. So this reservation system, and for the hall and for the individual guests, for the room and for the hall. All right, then you can also register a guest from here. You can see the last registration we did is here. You can register a group guest, and then so that you can you have them in your system and you can generate a bill. Now this is the reception. These are reception reports, like the occupancy report. It shows you which guests are in the house, their arrival dates, their departure date, and all that. And then this is a room change report. Was there a room change? What date and what date? And then we have the daily check-in. Those are checked in today. This list changes on daily basis. Daily checkout, has anybody checked out today? No. And then we have the police report for all those in-house. Okay. And then we have the function accommodation for those that are booked under the organization account. For instance, do we have anybody for MTN? Want to search from today? No, 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 no. I don't think so. I don't think we'll get it because we've not checked anybody in for these dates. All right, so find. Okay. So I wasn't expecting to get anything there, but you can see the group bill based on the organizations you've registered. All right, so this is all about the hotel reception and all the features of the hotel reception. So in the next video, we'll be moving on to the billing system, and then subsequently we look at other systems. Thank you for watching this video, and then we'll talk more in the next video.